Welcome to the weekly update. This is season 4, episode 4, September 18th. I'm Mr. Payne.
And I'm Zach Fuller, principal of the middle school, and I want to thank you for a wonderful back to school night. We had over 350 attendees, and we're really pleased with a turnout like that in the virtual space. Additionally, Mr. Payne and some of our selected club sponsors met before back to school night with an audience of over 100 parents interested in virtual clubs, which is great. I want to thank you all for helping to make the night a success and for your continued support and interest in your students' daily experiences with STMS, even though those experiences are happening through Chromebooks for the time being. For those of you with high school kids, don't forget high school back to school night is coming this Tuesday evening, September 22nd. And as always, you can follow me at Fuller Principal on Twitter. We completed our first round of contactless book delivery today. And so we were able to visit many houses in the township with bags full of library books and drop those off for students who couldn't get to the middle school during the day for our curbside checkout. It was great. It was a great experience to see all of you, all the kids and the parents who were there when we rang the doorbell. I put a link in the newsletter for you to sign up to have books delivered to your house. We're going to do that every single Friday from now until the end of our virtual experience. We also have curbside pickup at the library, and it's the same form. So if you'd rather come to STMS and pick up your books outside, that's also an option for you. From the nurse, we want to remind you that for attendance in 7th grade, your child is required to have 1 dose of tetanus shot, diphtheria, acellular pertussis, which is called Tdap, and 1 dose of meningococcal conjugate vaccine. These vaccines are required for your student, and your student may risk exclusion from school without them, especially if we return to the brick and mortar environment. Even if your child is exempt from immunizations, he or she may be excluded from school during an outbreak of vaccine-preventable disease. Please contact our nurse, Shelley_Fox at sdst.org with any concerns or questions you have about these mandatory 7th grade vaccines. And we do this every year. It's part of our policy to check on your vaccines. So please keep up to date. Every year, this Springfield Township registers students in our school district and children throughout the township for snow shoveling during the winter season. So we put some links down there for you about what that's going to look like this year and how to register to be a snow shoveler in the township. And our service club has put a slideshow into our newsletter this week. If you're interested in helping other people and getting involved with our service club, please see the sign-up information that's available. This club will be conducted virtually, so make sure you check that out. And now to Mr. Payne to recap our activities fair.
So for anyone who was not available for our activities fair last night or was there but is looking for contact information for our virtual clubs, there's a link in the newsletter of all of the clubs we're running virtually and all of the staff members and their email addresses. If you have any questions or you have interest in the club, please contact the advisor from the list linked in the newsletter, or you could send me an email. We also have a letter from Miss Lillo. We welcome Miss Rachel Lillo to our staff as a guidance counselor intern. Please join us in welcoming her, and please click on the link in the newsletter for her intro letter that she wrote for all of you. Equitable practices. The next meeting for the committee will be on Thursday, September 24th at 6:30. Join us for an update presented by several teachers and administrators of recent developments and revisions in many aspects of our curriculum. You need to register in advance to join this virtually, and there's a link in the newsletter to do so. Anti-bias training. The MPA is hosting anti-bias training workshops for students, families, and district employees in partnership with the secondary PTA. The first session is for parents and guardians and district employees, will take place on September 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. This is also another event where you have to pre-register to participate. There's information linked in our newsletter for how to register. And we have a list of resources. The virtual family guide is linked in our newsletter. The tech assistance resource and help tech support link is in the newsletter. And now to Mr. Fuller for some more resources.
Yeah, we have services, meal services information for families who may be interested in receiving meals from the school district. And there's a link regarding the availability of that meal service in the newsletter for you. There have been a lot of questions at back to school night and throughout this past week about even day, odd day, and what does that mean? And so we've included a list of all of the calendar days in the entire school year and whether they are even or odd and what day of the week they fall on and whether they are asynchronous Wednesdays or not. And so it's a really useful document. If you can print that out and hang it on the fridge, you'll never be in doubt. Those cycle days never change, no matter what happens with the weather, with power outages, with Google Classroom. Your cycle days are never going to change, and you can rely on this document from now until the end of the year. We have an article linked in our newsletter from KYW News Radio that links you to renter assistance. If you're having a problem due to COVID-19 and you need rental assistance, you can click on that link and potentially receive that. If you're looking for tutoring, students in the National Honor Society at Springfield Township High School are looking to help tutor middle school students. If you're interested, we have a link for you to sign up for that. These are some of the most talented students at the high school in the subject areas that they're tutoring. They know their stuff, and we encourage you to fill out that form and get your students some additional help. Additionally, I was talking with the sponsor of this club just yesterday, and she's telling me that there are some high school students who are still looking for some mentees. So if you're interested, I encourage you to sign up, and we'll hook you up with a high school student to help your child. We do have some Comcast Internet Essentials that we want to talk about. Comcast is offering 2 months of free internet for all new customers, or internet for $10 a month, depending on your situation. Any family who participates in the free or reduced lunch program is eligible to apply for the Comcast Internet Essentials program. And if you want more information, we put a link in there to that Comcast website. And if you need further assistance with that, we encourage you to reach out to our social worker, Melissa Levin, and we've linked her email in the newsletter for you. And she is in the building Wednesdays and Fridays. And so even if you email her, you may have to wait for a day or two, but she will get back to you. That's all the news that's fit to print at the middle school for this week. For everybody here at the middle school, for Mr. Payne, I'm going to say make it a great week or not. The choice is yours. Bye.